Hey everybody, how are you guys? Annabelle's here with me today. This is video 24 of the Building Your Book series. I'm going to do a video today about auditioning for specific musicals. So a lot of us have, our book and our go-to songs that we use for auditions. And those are great if you haven't had a lot of lead time to prepare for a specific audition, or if you are, let's say, auditioning for a summer stock season and it's a bunch of really diverse musicals. You're just going to go with one of your go-to songs, something that shows your personality, shows off your range, shows your ability to sell a song, all of that, absolutely. But if you have a lot of lead time, meaning you have a couple of months or even a few weeks to prepare, you want to choose something that is much more specific to that particular show, okay? And what I mean by that in general is if you're auditioning for a show that takes place in the 1800s, say, don't sing something from Rent. What? Because that don't make any sense. Yeah, you want to try to stay within the same time period, within the same, like if it's a family story or if it's a high school story, or, you want to kind of try to stay within that topic or that theme, okay? So a girl posted on a group that I'm in on Facebook today, asking for recommendations of a song to use to audition for Little Women. Now, I mean, I am hopelessly flawed, guys. We all are. But one thing that I'm an absolute expert in is audition material. But I can't blindly give somebody a recommendation because I don't know their voice, number one. Number two, I don't know what role they see themselves being cast in, okay? So let's use Little Women as a specific example. So the different roles, you have to see where you think you would be cast. And don't worry about who else is auditioning. Don't worry about, freshmen never get, get a part, and, I just don't want to be in the ensemble, and, that's the director's daughter, so I know they're going to get the lead. Or don't worry about that. You choose something that is right for you, and you go in there and you do the absolute best you can, and you show them what you've got. It doesn't matter what other people are singing. It doesn't matter if 57 and a half other people are doing your song. You go in and you do it well, all right? So, for example, Marmee, the role of Marmee, the mother, and girls, do not poo-poo the mother roles because they are really great, okay? Marmee is low. It is way low, and it's low for me. Like, I've been to auditions for Little Women for the Aunt March role, and I've been called back for Aunt March and Marmee. I can't sing them. It's too low for me. It just is. It doesn't mean that I couldn't, act it. I certainly could, but I can't sing this role. So this is a low voice for Marmee. My suggestion to sing a song, if you think that you're going to be looked at for Marmee, is As Long as He Needs Me from the musical Oliver. Okay? The other adult role for women in Little Women is Aunt March. And my suggestion, again, low, my suggestion for an audition song for this is Slip of a Girl from Jane Eyre. The housekeeper sings that song in Jane Eyre, okay? Now, for Joe, I got news for you. Lean in. This is a secret. Not a lot of people know this. There is another musical called Little Women, and it is by Kim Oler, O-L-E-R, and she's the composer. And there's a song that Joe sings called There's a World Out There. How much more perfect could it be? Okay, so find that song. or ask me for a copy of it or whatever. And then the girls, the other girls, Beth and, you know, the other sisters, a great song to do for those, if you think you're going to be looked at for those roles, is a song called I Wish It So from the musical Juno. Now, when you're listening to the recordings of this song from Juno, don't listen to the original Broadway cast, because I know contemporary girls, I know girls now, and in your ear, you're not going to like this song because you're going to hear Shirley Booth do it and you're going to say, ugh, it's ugly. It's a beautiful song. It's just not a great recording. Okay. So at any rate, those are my suggestions. Remember, know yourself, know the show, and choose material that makes sense, right? Don't go into an audition for a little night music and sing, you know, something from Once on This Island. Doesn't make any sense, okay? Know the show. All right, the second example that I want to use for girls for today, and this is women, obviously, too, anybody who is watching who does musical theater. So let's use Fiddler on the Roof as an example. Very popular show that's done a lot in high schools and community theaters. So again, we have to take into consideration what is your age range, and what role are you going to be possibly considered for, okay? Don't worry about what other people are going to be considered for. Like, well, I better go for this role, and, you know, because such and such is, you know, Miss Hoopty-Doopty, you know, Miss America is going to definitely, you know, play Hoddle or whatever. You don't know that. You don't know. Until you see that cast list, you do not know. So stop wasting your energies worrying about who else is going to be cast, because it drives me crazy. All right, so Fiddler. Let's talk about the girls, the younger girls. Matchmaker is in 3/4. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? So there's a great song that's kind of light and, yeah, called I'm Not at All in Love from Pajama Game. Perfect song for the younger girls, or any of the girls really, who would be, of the 5 daughters who would be cast in the Matchmaker song. Girls, if you're looking for a ballad, you think that you might be cast as Seidel or Hoddle. Once Upon a December from Anastasia is a great song to take in to an audition for Fiddler. And Golda and Yenta are the adult female roles. For Yenta, there's a song from the musical Cabaret. Now, I wouldn't normally say take something from Cabaret in for Fiddler on the Roof. I would say, that doesn't really match. But in this case, because there are exceptions to every rule, obviously, in this case, it's a great fit. There's a song called Mieskite from Cabaret, and it's a Yiddish story. And it just, you know, it fits really well for the character of Yenta. Right? And just go ahead and like go above and beyond with that. And then have an acting coach, you know, look at it with you and say, let's pull back a little bit, but you can't be reserved or reticent about the character of Yenta. Absolutely. If you're serious about wanting to be cast, you've got to be studying what the Yiddish dialect sounds like. You can always go to YouTube, and you've got to be willing to really put yourself out there as an actor. Okay. And then last, the role of Golda, the mother. This is a harder match. It really is, because she's kind of downtrodden, but she loves Tevye. She really does. So, Send in the Clowns from A Little Night Music seems to me to be a decent match for that kind of an audition. So, remember, as a rule, you're going to take in songs from classic shows for classic musicals. Not always, there are exceptions. And you're going to take in contemporary songs for contemporary shows. Not always. Okay? So know your type, know your voice, and reach out. If you're having trouble, don't just, you know, sit on YouTube for a week and try to figure out something. There are people who can help you. Okay? Some schools, they will give you a packet, an audition packet. Certainly in college situations that doesn't happen, but in high school and middle school situations, sometimes that will happen, and you don't even have to go through the process of finding a great song. But a lot of them will say, hey, and that's me. I say, do your homework. I want to see how well you prepare, because what that tells me is how well are you going to prepare as a performer in my show as well. Okay. So if you were lazy about your preparation for the audition, that might mean that, you're not going to be all in 150% during rehearsals and performances. So yeah, just a kind of short video today about how to choose music for specific shows. And these examples were for girls today from 2 shows, Little Women and Fiddler on the Roof. Okay. So if you have any questions, if you're inspired by this video today, I hope that you will share it. If any of these songs are of interest to you and you don't have a copy and you would like one, please reach out to me at carademanuele at gmail.com. Or you can always find me on Facebook. Okay. So I hope you're doing really well. Keep singing, and I will see you next time. Okay. Bye.